Today, I want to talk about rebelling against the mind. I could go back as long as I can remember and recall the tenuous relationship I've always had with authority. And whatever it is in my entrepreneurial nature or spirit or intelligence, I've been slyly under the surface challenging rules, bending rules, not necessarily breaking, physical rules, but questioning the givens about deeper layers in our societal construct. And in hindsight, with the work that we're doing at the Passion Company, we're really getting down to the root, the architecture underlying the self-preservation of any species, and we're calling that survival of the fittest as an operating system that uses fear, negativity, and pain to drive a motivation of survival. And what I got drawn to, what my attention as a rebel really saw, was that fear, that rule set, the set of instructions and programming that this fear paints on top of our actions, that didn't sit well with me. And so, what I want to offer today is a vantage point, a perspective on this fear as a tone, as a frequency, as a domain of self-consciousness that, if you're unconscious, you're not aware of your choice. But as you become more sensitive and conscious and self-aware, well, then you can start to feel the invisible box that this fear is designed to contain you in. Because as we exercise this conscious evolution, this monumental shift in consciousness and intelligence from the randomization of natural selection, the external force of nature that diminishes our power as a soul, to our true freedom. And what this spirit means is a challenge to our evolution, a challenge to our awakeness, to rebel against these norms of fear, the neurotic survival at all costs, even when the fear is not in the third dimension, not in the domain of our five senses, when the threat is no longer around us, we are simulating and projecting fear in a different dimension of future and past, and trying to then protect a life beyond the present moment, this identity, through time, with all the imaginative capacities to obstruct and obstacle this person along the path with a lot of creativity. But the invitation and experiment I invite you to today is fearlessness. Not as an ignoring of fear, as a blanket, perfectionism or expectation, but fearlessness as your spirit. Fearlessness as a new mode of choice. And especially being powered by imagination technology, a new operating system. This conscious evolution asks the question of, in any given moment, when a fear does arise, as a thought, as a concern, well, first is the question, is this fear in 3D right now? And more often than not, that answer is no. And the next question being, well, as we experiment with fearlessness, I want you to imagine the dialogue box then becomes fear versus love. So it's not that you have to battle the fear to try to smash it, but can you choose love? This is the active participation to clean fear and negativity out of the fuel that is your passion, because as a soul, as the quantum self, you are choosing love over fear. And how rapidly, based off the data, the science, the senses, the wisdom, the choice, the freedom, can you make that big picture rivalry so clear, fear versus love, and choose love every single time?